In today's video, I'm giving you guys one of the greatest all-around builds in NBA 2K23 next gen and current gen. I'm gonna start on next gen and then give you guys the current gen version of this build. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys two builds in this video because both builds play very different roles. So it's not like I can say one build is better than the other because they're so different. With that being said, before we do up into things, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. And now let me give you guys the next gen build. Alright, so for this first next gen build, what I'd recommend doing for the position is go with point guard. Now, it's really up to you guys and what you want to be for your position. You can either go point guard, shooting guard, or small forward. All three of them work very well. It really doesn't matter. It's just going to say point guard next to your name, but it's just kind of cool making a point guard. Although, as I said, you can go shooting guard or small forward as well. The body settings, you guys can pretty much see what I'm going with right here. You guys see it's 6'8", 180 pounds, and 7'5" for the wingspan. Honestly, at these body settings, you're just able to make a build that can do absolutely everything in this game. Like, for some reason, if you're 6'8" or 6'9", your dunking is going to be very good. Your shooting is going to be very good. Your playmaking is going to be very good. Your defense is going to be very good. And your physicals are going to be very good. Which is why this is a 5-way build. I would recommend going with minimum weight to make you as quick as possible. It just makes you way more glitchy. And as well, you're going to want to go with 7'5" for the wingspan to make this build absolutely insane on the defensive end and make your finishing absolutely OP. So moving right along to the attributes and the badges. Based on the finishing right here, you guys see you're able to get 20 total finishing badges, as well as an 85 driving dunk and an 84 standing dunk. And honestly, contact dunk packages honestly really do not matter that much this year. You're still able to get contacts very easily on this build. For shooting, you guys see you're getting an 85 3-point rating for silver limitless range. Like, this build can gain very consistent. On to playmaking, you guys see you're getting 20 total playmaking badges. And even though you only get an 85 ball handling and you're 6'8", you can most definitely run this build as your primary ball handler on your team, which is just insane. And then on to defense, this is definitely very crazy with 22 total defensive / rebounding badges. This is low-key basically a lockdown on defense. And then moving on to the physicals, these are also extremely good. The badge spread on this build is going to be 20, 21, 20, and 22. So yeah, it's definitely a very balanced build. Now, honestly, I believe right now 6'8" point guards and 6'9" point guards are probably the best builds in this game. It's genuinely just absolutely unstoppable. Like, if you're going against a smaller guard, you can just rim run all day long. And if you're going up against a player that's taller than you, you're just going to be way too fast, since you get an 85 ball handling and an 82 acceleration. Basically, the only way to guard this 6'8" build is with another 6'8" build. Which is honestly just super dumb in my opinion, because it's basically going to become a game where all anyone does is run the 6'8" or 6'9" build. Now, as far as picking between 6'9" and 6'8", 6'9" is obviously taller 1 inch, but if you make this build 6'8", you're probably going to go with a slightly bigger wingspan. So it does kind of make up for it. 6'8" builds are also able to be a little bit faster, and as well are also able to get a few more badges. Really, 6'8" and 6'9" are kind of the same thing this year. But honestly, right now, I kind of think 6'8" is a little bit better. Now, for the takeovers, this is kind of entirely up to you. I'd recommend going with first limitless range, since I think this takeover is very good. And then second, extreme clamps. Basically, if you do get takeover, you're gonna be greening from half court. And then also nobody's going to be scoring on you, so it's like kind of crazy. Yeah, that is pretty much how you make this build. Obviously, the name is not 5-way Demigod, but you guys saw based on the attributes and badges, you can do absolutely everything in all 5 categories. Now, let me show you guys how to make this build on current gen. Alright, so for the current gen build, for the position, you can pretty much go with point guard up to small forward. Really is your decision and entirely up to you, but I am going to be point guard for this build. The body settings is the exact same as the previous build. Honestly, just really no reason to change the body settings. I want to make pretty much the same build that I made on next gen. For the attributes, this is pretty much the exact same as the previous build. I did make a few minor tweaks to maximize my badges. But once again, they're very minor tweaks. If you're in current gen, the builder is basically the exact same. You guys see you're able to make basically the exact same build. For the takes, I went with the same takeovers, but at the same time different takeovers, if that makes sense. You don't get the limitless range takeover on current gen. So I basically just went with sharp take and lock take, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's pretty much how you make the build if you're on current gen. Now, let me give you guys a guard version of this all-around build. Now, if you want to make a guard on NBA 2K23, obviously the last build was technically a point guard, but like Come on, guys, it's not actually a point guard. The next build I'm about to show you guys is one of the craziest point guard builds I've seen on this game. Spoiler alert, it's able to get 100 badge. Alright, so for the position, obviously you're going to want to go point guard. And then for the body settings, you guys can pretty much see what I'm going with. Not gonna lie, I have not seen a lot of 6'2" builds. Most point guard builds are either 6'1" or they're 6'2", and you see the occasional like 5'11" plate shot. But honestly, I think 6'2" is a very slept on height. And you guys see, we're going very heavy and with a very big wingspan. Obviously, if you're going 6'2", you're gonna have a very high 3-point rating and a not very good defense. So we did have to upgrade the weight and the wingspan a ton, so that way our defense is a bit better. Alright, so moving along to the attributes. First, you're getting 23 total finishing badges. And just from my experience using just an 84 driving dunk, even if you're a kind of short guard build, you definitely can get contacts very consistently. For shooting, this is quite good. You will get silver limitless range as well as 25 other shooting badges. So honestly, you're just really not going to be missing on this build that often. And then moving on to playmaking, this is definitely quite good. You guys see, we're getting a 90 ball handling rating, so that way we can get the Damian Lillard size up escape package, which is in my opinion the best drill move in this game. Also, you do need 92 to get the Trae Young size up package, I think it's called. But honestly, I think that package is slightly overrated and definitely not worth compromising your build over. And then for defense, somehow you're getting 25 badges. You guys see this build is going to hold its own on the defensive end. And then moving on to the physicals, these are pretty good all around. Obviously, to get 100 badges, we weren't really able to get super good physicals. But out of all the other 100 badge builds I've seen on this game, this build definitely has the best physicals out of all the other videos. Obviously, there's really just nothing this build cannot do. You guys see the badge spread, it's 23, 25, 23, and 25. And then once you get the +4 for playing like 9 games of my career or something, this is going to become 25, 25, 25, and 25. Assuming that I put 2 on finishing and 2 on playmaking. Honestly, if I were you guys, I'd probably just put all of them on playmaking. But it is your decision. If you want that 25, 25, 25 aesthetic, then that is your choice. Honestly, all around, I do believe this is probably the best 100 badge build I have seen on this game. And I'm actually legitimately considering making this build. Alright, so for the takes, this is absolutely, again, up to you. You guys can pretty much see what I'm going with on the screen right now. And yeah, that is pretty much how you make the best 100 badge point guard build on this game. Now, for the current gen version. If you guys are on current gen, you cannot get 100 badges. There's just literally no way. Like, it actually might be possible, but you probably have to go like 5'7" and with literally no physicals. And that's just not even a remotely viable build. So for this next build, I'm just going to be showing you guys the best all-around point guard. I'm not going to be worried too much about the badge count as I was with the previous build. Alright, so for the body settings, this is pretty much what I'd recommend going with. Obviously, it's quite a bit different than what I showed you guys for the previous build. Since, I mean, there's no real reason to focus on badge count if you're on current gen, since you can't get that 100 badges anyways. For the attributes, this is pretty much how I recommend upgrading it. You guys can see, again, there's just really nothing this build cannot do. It is just very good all around. And then for the takeovers, you guys are pretty much seeing what I'm going with. Honestly, the takeovers on current gen are just so boring. But yeah, I think these are the best takeovers for this build. And boom, that's pretty much how you make the best all-around point guard build on current gen. With that being said, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. There's 3 videos on the screen right now, including the best build for every single position in NBA 2K23. I'm out. Peace.